Today we're going to talk about how to say a hard to say word until it sticks. A lot of times my clients come to me with the problem that they're able to identify which words they have trouble with, but they don't really know how to change those words in their daily conversation. So this is the flow that I give them to help them figure out how to say the word so that they can actually say it correctly, not just in practice and not just a single time, but to say it correctly in real conversation, in real time, and to make that word and the sound of that word stick into their vocabulary. So step one is figure out what's wrong with the word. Before you can fix a word, you have to be able to figure out what's causing you the trouble. Is the problem the individual sounds in the word? Is the problem the stress? Is the problem the way that the word links together? So first of all, identify the issue. I'll give an example. One of my clients was having trouble with the word bath. And the reason was because it was sounding a lot like the word bat with a T at the end. And he always avoided this word because he would say, go to the bathroom instead of go to the bathroom. So we found out that the problem was with that last sound, the TH. Once we've identified that, we needed to practice that sound over and over again. And that brings us to the second step. The second step is practicing this word correctly, repeatedly. Once you know the issue, you need to practice that sound over and over again until it feels natural. Now, this is where a lot of people will stop. They'll say the word correctly, bath, with that TH, and then they'll stop and they'll say, oh, that feels weird. And it feels more comfortable for them to actually say it the wrong way, bat. But in order to have more correct pronunciation or more natural American accent, you're gonna have to lean into a word feeling weird or even feeling wrong the first time that you're saying it because you're so used to saying it the way you naturally do. So practice this sound in the word bath. Say it over again. Say it 5 times. Bath, 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 bath. Once you get comfortable saying it by itself, put it into really short phrases. I always recommend using the before the word. The bath, the bath, the bath. See if you can keep the pronunciation correct while you say that short phrase. Then try putting that word in another phrase. Bathroom, bathroom, bathroom. Do you still use the TH correctly, or does it revert back and sound more like bathroom? So pay attention when you are practicing these words. Don't just say them, but you have to be mindful when you practice. You have to think about, what am I actually saying? How is it coming out of my mouth, and how does it sound? So that you can give yourself feedback. Another good thing to do in this step is to record yourself so that you can listen back, so that you don't have to make that judgment in real time. But keep practicing that word consistently in short phrases. The third step after that is to use the word intentionally in conversation. A lot of times, non-native speakers of English will focus on using a word that they feel comfortable with. And they will actually intentionally avoid words that they're uncomfortable with or they're unsure to say. What we want to do is we want to flip that. Instead of being intentional about what words to avoid, we want to be intentional about what words we're going to use. So once we've practiced saying a difficult word by itself in phrases, and we feel comfortable that that word is coming out correctly in phrases, we want to intentionally find opportunities to use that word. So maybe you'll go up to your friend, where's the bathroom? I have to use the bathroom. Do you have to go to the bathroom? I need to find the bathroom. And finding different ways to put this word in is going to help you. It's going to feel scary at first, and that's okay. We want to train you to feel comfortable producing sounds that you haven't used before in real conversation. That's what's really going to push you forward into stabilizing a word that you've always said incorrectly. Using it in conversation, finding ways to intentionally use it. So I tell my clients, find 5 ways to intentionally use this word in conversation. And you might be thinking, but I don't have anyone to talk to. In that case, I highly recommend finding a friend, finding a native English speaker partner, or you can reach out to me. I'm an accent coach to work on practicing that daily use of difficult words in conversation with a native speaker.